Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. Chris Gault, Healthy Living with Chris Gault, and we are on week 8 of our vlog of our homeless journey going from Maryland to California, and we are in Aspen right now, enjoying the fair. Right? Would you say, Robin? You got a
farmer's
peach?
Market.
Or farmer's market, right?
Big organic peach.
She got a big organic peach, but there's all sorts of stuff here. They're selling art. They're selling food. They're selling a lot of produce. It's just a really nice market, and they also have some live music, and we'll show you some of that. So it's Saturday in Aspen, and we're just walking around. They have a little market going on, so we're just going to check it out. Looks pretty nice. A little more of it down there, and just like they have all the stuff you normally would see in a market. This is a pretty big fair here, or market. And what's beautiful about this is it's got the mountains in the background, and it's a beautiful day out. There's not a cloud in the sky.
And she gave a look, sent you to the moon.
Looks like they have a couple of llamas here.
Maybe call them, say, "Here, llama, llama, llama."
So these are actually alpacas, not llamas. And there's a little baby goat down there too. It's actually smaller than our dog, and it's pretty cool. So the kids are having fun with the animals here today. This is pretty neat. This is all stuff that's made out of wire. So this looks a little different. Some nice artwork. I like seeing the organic labels on these things. So all this produce is organic. Robin's getting the peach. These peaches look pretty big.
What is your shirt? What's your shirt?
So, looks like they're roasting peppers here. I've never seen peppers roasted like this before, but it looks pretty cool. Got some pretty nice artwork. These are bronze sculptures. This is organic gluten-free granola, which I would recommend eating because it sounds very healthy. All right, so we're on the Rio Grande Trail on our bikes, and what is this, 6 miles to our destination and then 6 miles back?
Yeah, but we're going to go further.
But we're going to go further than that, and we're going to have lunch somewhere along the way. What's the name of the restaurant?
Woody Creek Tavern.
Woody Creek Tavern. We'll see you guys a little bit. So here we are on the bike ride. This is part of our view. You can see we're up pretty high. Some people over there you can see are getting ready to tube. Saw this pretty cool sculpture next to the trail that we're going on. And then we're not sure if we're going that way. So we're at the John Denver Sanctuary. You see it over there. It's very nice. Alright, so here we are at Woody Creek Tavern taking our lunch. This is a lunch break after our bike ride. We still have to ride back, and it's all uphill on the way back, right?
Right.
And I know we took a couple of wrong turns, so how long did we...
We've gone 10 miles so far.
We've gone about 10 miles so far. We got about 6 going back if we don't make wrong turns, which is not a guarantee because unfortunately not all the trails are marked as well as they could be, and so it's very easy to take a wrong turn on the trail. What's the name of the trail again?
Rio Grande.
Yeah, the Rio Grande Trail. So if you are doing it, just know it does turn to gravel at some point, so we actually are riding on gravel, but at other parts it's just doesn't let you know, and there's forks in the road, so you gotta be a little careful. Just make sure you ask people if you're on the right path. All right, well, we will talk to you later. All right, we just finished our lunch. This is a very hopping place. It was a lot of fun. The food was great. Rob, you have anything to add?
No, it was just a fun place. I'm glad we came out here.
All right, now we got about 6 miles back and it's all uphill.
Unless I can talk them into going out a little further and then turning around and coming back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Talk to you guys in a little bit.
All right, there's Chris riding on this beautiful Rio Grande trail. There's the Rio Grande River down there. And this is the trail. And that's Chris. What do you say, Chris? What do you say? Don't stop, because I'll hit you.
Just wanted to film a little bit of this. So on our way back, we ran into some really rough water on the side of our trail, so I just thought I'd get a little bit of a clip. But that water is really coming in fast, and you could really hear it. So just wanted to show it to you. So we're having a drink at French Alpine Bistro here in Colorado, and I just wanted to show you the sunset over the mountain. So it's a really nice place to have a drink and just watch the sunset. So I had to get this. We're just sitting here having our drink. There's a guy parasailing up there next to the mountain here. You can see him coming over here. Pretty cool. There's another parasailer. dog, and we're going to go down Hunter Creek Trail. This is right outside of Aspen. It's really close. So we just walked from the place to the trail from the place we're staying. We'd have to drive here, and we're going to take a little walk. All right, we're on the way. You can see that this is a little shaded. There's a lot of cover. There's a little Snickers, the mountain mudder dog. She's having a good time walking up here. And you see it's pretty covered here, pretty tranquil, very pretty trail here. So we came across this little waterfall. You can kind of see it. It's very tranquil here. Our dog is going to get a little water break, so she's jumping in. How's the water, Snickers? But very nice here. So here we are, climbing up the mountain pretty well, and you got these houses that are up in the mountains, which I heard after talking to some of the locals here, the houses start at $15 million to be on this mountain and go up from there. And people like Eric Clapton, Mark Zuckerberg, Bezos from Amazon, all have houses here. A bit rocky, so we're going to climb up these rocks, and we'll see what's ahead of it. But kind of fun to scramble up the rocks a little bit. Hunter Creek Trail opens up to this big valley here, and now we're headed to Smuggler's Road Trail, which is up here somewhere. All right, so we're stopping for a little lunch break, and you can see the mountains behind us. It's a little plateau here. There's Robin and our dog Snickers having a little snack before we head up the rest of this mountain. So enjoy. The Smugglers, and this is actually an old shaft mine built in the 1800s, but obviously not in use today, but it was on the trail, so I thought I'd show it to you. Here's an observation point from our hike. You can tell we're pretty far up here. This is a pretty nice view up here. And you can see how high we are up in the mountain. Beautiful view. So you can see the path's right there, so you don't want to make a wrong step, because you could definitely be down there if you do. And we're just heading down the mountain now, but really beautiful scenery. You can see Snickers is leading the way up there, and just really a very nice hike. Some more great views on this trail. Definitely really opened up here. And you can really see a lot of the city, Aspen, down there. I'm gonna get this. All right, well, we're pretty much done with our hike. We're down off the mountain. We're just walking through the neighborhood around here. There's some beautiful houses, and we'll be home. It just takes a little bit of time to get to our house. I think overall will be about 6 miles. Yeah. Be about 6 miles. Did you like the hike, Robin?
Yeah, it was fun going up, and then it was just all down, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's a good hike, so I would recommend it. Talk to you guys later. So before we get on the road, we're leaving Aspen soon. We need to get an oil change because we got about 8,000 miles in the car since we left, so we need to do that. All right, so Aspen was fantastic. We had a great time. We actually spent 6 days there because it was so nice. it was very temperate, and the hiking and biking were great. So now we're going to Moab, Utah, which is going to be a little different. It's a lot hotter. It's definitely a little bit different climate than Aspen, and you can take a look around. It's beautiful here on the way. We still have a long way to go, but check out the mountains here. Alright, just wanted to show you a little bit of the scenery as we are on our drive to Moab. And take a look at this. There's also some great mountains in the front of the car here. And it's just amazing how we're just surrounded by beautiful scenery here. So I thought I would give you guys a little look. And again, the camera doesn't do the reality justice. So if you get a chance to come out here, you won't regret it. So this is our first glimpse of Utah. It's really nice view here. I'm just going to show you around a little bit. But a lot of beautiful mountains in the background there. Well, I've never seen this before, but the speed limit is actually 80 miles per hour in Utah here. So we came across this really cool gas station. I thought I would show it to you guys. You got the Scooby-Doo thing. You got the cars from the movie. It says Area Stupid Jerky. I guess they're making fun of Area 51. Welcome to our world. They got the little spaceships. So it's kind of just an interesting gas station slash store. Out here in the middle of nowhere, right outside, I guess it's Moab, right outside of the Arches. But anyway, I just thought I'd show it to you. Alright, so we're almost at Arches National Park, and you can see a lot of really cool looking rock formations that we're driving through, and even in the front of the car it even shows some pretty cool stuff. And then you got these gigantic mountains way in the background there. So it's all in all a pretty neat sight to see. So here we are at the park. There's our car. As you can see, we're at the visitor center now, and there's rocks all around the visitor center. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna find out what we're gonna be able to do, and we'll check back with you. Alright, so we're heading up Red Rocks. We got permits to go do the fiery furnace tomorrow, so we're excited about that. And now we're at Arches National Park, but it's called Fiery Furnace is the name of the hike that we're going to do tomorrow. And now we're just heading through Arches National Park and just seeing what it looks like. So we're just showing a little bit about what it looks like from the car point of view. But we'll probably get out and show you a little more. So I had to get out of the car just to show you a little bit of this. This is what we're kind of driving through right now. You'll see the road in a second, but this is pretty amazing stuff. You don't see this just anywhere, and it's just amazing rock formations that are very natural, and they really preserve it. So when we do go out do our hike tomorrow, they gave us a whole set of rules to make sure that we don't harm any of the environment. Here we are driving again, just showing you a little bit more of the rocks, the rock formations, and it's pretty cool. So some of these rock formations have names. This one up here is called Balance Rock for obvious reasons. So this is called the Garden of Eden. Shows you kind of how high up we are too. Spectacular. It just goes on for a long, long time out there. rock formation is called Windows. And you can see what that looks like. Is this Windows too? So this is a pretty famous landscape. It's Delicate Arch. You can see it up there. Here's another viewpoint of Delicate Arch. It's way up there. You can see it. And it's a pretty famous landscape. You see it in front of all the textbooks and stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys where we're staying. So we're staying in that little hotel over there, but you can see there's this monster mountain right behind where we're staying. So it looks pretty cool. Just wanted to show you that. All right, so we are going to do the fiery furnace, and if you look at that sign, you'll see that you'll actually get fined $500 if you do this without a permit. So we have our permits. We've gone through our training because this is a very interesting trail, I guess, right?
Right.
And I guess you need a permit and some training so that you don't hurt the rocks here, and also that you don't hurt yourself. Anything to add?
No, I just want to get going.
All right, we're getting going. Talk to you guys later. All right, so this is the start of the trailhead right here that we're heading up. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like here. It's very beautiful, and we'll see what this trail leads on to, but I know it's going to be pretty interesting and a little challenging once we get right off the bat. You can see this is pretty challenging. You can kind of see we just came down there, and you can't be claustrophobic and do this kind of stuff because the walls get kind of close to each other. You also, and unfortunately I do have a fear of heights. It doesn't really help when you're doing something like this, but you know, you try to get over your fears sometimes, and you make the best of it. Alright, the one thing that's really crazy about this hike, because they only let so many people on it at one time, is that we're all alone out here and there's no real marked path. So we're going to hope we don't get lost. The other thing they say is look out for the rattlesnakes and look out for the scorpions. So we're going to make sure that we don't step anywhere near a snake or a scorpion, because that wouldn't be fun. So we came to a rock scramble. The path leads to this, so we're going to go up these rocks. You can see Robin's already partway up there.
All right, here's Chris. Going
everybody.
through a tight little squeeze. It's not too tight. I'm sure we'll get tighter ones. But we just came from down there, so it's kind of cool.
Just want to show you some of these rocks. Obviously this camera is not going to do it justice, but we are, you know, these rocks are really tall and very thin. So, you know, you wonder how they don't fall apart, but they don't. All right, this is why you get off the trail sometimes. We got off the trail. There's a little arch right here. Looks pretty cool. Robin's underneath the arch. You want to wave, Robin? And some really tall rocks above her. And the one thing we're a little worried about is starting to rain a little bit, but we hope that these clouds go away. But this is why you get off the trail too. So if you're in the fiery furnace, you want to get off the trail every once in a while, because there's some amazing places to check out.
So here's Chris. We got off the trail. We're still off the trail, and we found this little cave, and I thought it was pretty cool. Wow, the sights here are just amazing. We're not just hiking; we're taking our time and looking around and all this. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, if you turn around, you get another view of that arch in the other direction.
There's that arch down there.
All right, so here we are. We're going through this very thin and a bit steep area of the trail. So you have to really work your way through this very thin area. So it's a little challenging, but Robin's doing a great job of getting up, and we'll continue. And it doesn't get any wider. I'm just going to show you a little bit of the trail here, and it's still pretty narrow, so you can see that if you are claustrophobic, this might not be the trail for you. But if anything, it is a lot of fun. Windy, you can see the sand blowing, and unfortunately, the sand is blowing in front of our face. But, it's okay, we'll get through it.
Okay, so Chris is going to go through here now. This is where the path says to go. I took my backpack off before. I'm going to try it. How is it?
Yeah, it does get too thin down there. So this is like really wide compared to what it gets to. I mean, it gets to a point where a human being can't get through it. So we must have, we must be another way on the path. So we just came up this rock. Let me take a look around.
We came from down there. I'll show it to you. I just want to show you. So we came from down there, and like, it doesn't look that bad, but it's kind of steep right there. It's kind of straight down. And now we're going up here. We don't know where we're going yet, but we're just following the little arrows on the trail. And
It comes down this way.
we're here now. All right, we'll see you guys. Here comes Chris. It's a good thing he only weighs 135 pounds.
What?
He's supposed to be eating more, but I think it paid off now that he's lost a little weight.
As you can see, we're up, there's a couple of little cliffs here. That's a pretty nice sized drop. You probably don't get it from the camera. Over there too. So we're not going to go that direction. We're going to go a different direction. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's that way. Just go straight.
What if I knew where we were going?
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm thinking maybe this is the way. So this is very narrow, cave-like, but we're not sure if we can get through. We just came through that little, underneath that rock, and we're just seeing if this is how you go, but you got to scale the wall to do it, and it doesn't look all too great, but we're going to try it. Well, we got to a part where 3 parties couldn't make it through, so we're kind of through this one part, so we couldn't figure out where the path went, so we're just going back to the main path right now, and we'll see if we can hook up with where we're supposed to be. But anyway, it was fun, even though we spent 2 hours trying to figure out how to get through something we couldn't get through. There's a lot of rocks here. It's pretty amazing. This is all natural formations. So this is a pretty cool formation here. You got some double arches, and also over here, somehow this circle got formed naturally, which is pretty cool. And like I said, all this is all natural formations, and so that's pretty cool to see those arches like that. This is just a little bit off the path. We took a little detour, but we'll be back on the path soon. All right, so 6 hours in the fiery furnace were not enough. We're now going on a 3-mile hike to go see the arch, Delicate Arch, which is one of the most photographed structures, natural structures in this park. One thing I noticed about all these hikes is they're always all uphill. Just to let you know, we're heading up and up and up. You can see all those people over there going up the mountain. That's where we're going to be heading to go see Delicate Arch. So one thing I do have to say about this hiking is that it's really a good quad building routine, because most of these hikes are all uphill until you come down. But the first one, wouldn't you say it's a great routine, exercise routine? Anyway, it's a beautiful one, but it's a lot of work. Just wanted to show you some of the scenery up the trail. It's just really beautiful. You see that parking lot way down there? That's where we came from, and we still got to go up there. Just showing you some of the scenery near the top. Where we're going, there is an arch over there. It's not delicate arch yet. But that is an arch. There's another arch up there you can see. This is what we're going. We're going to go over there to that ledge. See what that shows us. Yeah. Alright, this is getting a little scary. You don't want to get over to the edge. So I'm going to try not to get over to the edge. Robin, try to not stay not on the good side. And you see this is getting up here now. Because if you step over there, you fall quite a ways. Alright, it's a little windy up here, but that's the arch. It's a delicate arch. So it's pretty amazing up here. It's another view, but you can definitely hear the wind kicking. I'll show you a little bit coming down the mountain. Spectacular view there. So arches was unbelievable, delicate arches unbelievable, but even the view coming down is very, very nice. Just another view coming down. You can kind of pick a little bit your own way because it's pretty wide up here. You just don't want to get over to any ledge like over there. As long as you're staying in the middle here, you're good to go. But that view back there is just spectacular. So on our trip we came upon this historic cabin that they have here. I'll show you a little bit of the inside. Not much you could see. There's a little table in there. But I'm not sure the historical significance of this. But supposedly there is something. There's another little one. So this is a bit creepy. We're walking around our dog around the hotel, and we find this in a tree, a giving tree, and there's a stuffed bear in it. Just kind of scares me a little bit. I just don't know at night that thing comes alive or something, but I'm going to stay away. It's another day, another hike. This is the Devil Gardens trail that we're going to be doing today. What do you think? It's like 7.5 miles for the whole thing, so that's probably what we're going to do today. And that's what the entrance looks like, and we'll show you some highlights. Alright, so we just started the trail, and I'm going to show you a little bit how beautiful the day is, because it's like not a cloud in the sky. Robin, you know a little bit more about this trail than I do, so what's the deal with it?
I don't know, it's called Primitive Trail. I think there's like 7 arches that we could see. It's supposed to be pretty difficult. 7.5 miles if we do the whole thing. We're going to give it a shot.
Yep, and if it wasn't difficult, Robin wouldn't be doing it, because that's all the type of trails that she likes are the difficult ones. So we just started the hike, but this is just a little bit of the view here. You can probably hear it's a little windy out, but just overall a beautiful day though. So I'm just going to show you a little more where we're at. So a little bit into our hike, you can see on Primitive Trail, you can see that there's wilderness everywhere. So now we're on Primitive Arch, which is, so the trail breaks up, Primitive Trail, and this is where the trail breaks up. And this is the difficult part of the trail, so of course that's the one we're doing. And but it's supposed to be more beautiful than the other side. So we'll show you some highlights of Primitive Trail coming up. Some pretty cool rock formations and spires on Primitive Trail.
Hi.
So I would just have to say, doing this hike and being in Arches National Park, that if you like the heat, you like beautiful blue skies, you like big old reddish stone structures that go up for a lot of, just really big, you're gonna love it here at Arches National Park. Just want to say that. So just to let you know, this is all wall here, and this is pretty tall. You can't really tell from the camera as much, but those rocks, those are very tall walls right there. And so I just wanted to show you that. Just came from there. We don't know if we're supposed to go that way, or that way. Robin thinks it's this way, so that's where we're gonna go. Some huge rocks around us. We're gonna go this way, and hopefully we will make our way on the trail. I think this is right, because it looks like there's a marker up here. And one of the interesting things on how they mark the trail is they'll stack these little rocks here, and that's how they kind of mark the trail. So that's how here we are again, walking on scary ledges, but that's the way it's supposed to be, I guess. Here we're heading up that way. Now we're still climbing up the ledges here, and me being a little afraid of heights, it's a little difficult, but I'm getting through it. I'm not going to go too close to that edge, but there is some great scenery here. So one of the reasons why we're right next to this edge and it's a little scary is because we're not really supposed to be up here. We made a wrong turn on the path, so we're going to go back to the main path, where it's a little safer. So it looks like we found the trail again. We were up there walking around the rocks, but the trail really goes through this way. So we're going to follow this, and hopefully we'll get to where we need to do. I'm stepping over a tree right now, but so it's a little tight in here, but much safer than where we were. So it turns out we're actually right when we're on the scary part. So we're back up in the scary part of the mountain, and we're going to try to make this work. One thing I observed as being someone who's afraid of heights is that there's no short supply of very scary drop-offs and cliffs in this park. So, you know, it's exhilarating, let's say. Okay, one thing's for sure, that was probably the scariest climb I ever did in my life. You're basically clinging to the side of a mountain while you're scaling it up. That was scaling.
That was scaling. Well, you can show them this. It's kind of like going up this.
Sort of like going up that, but a lot worse. And a lot higher. So, what do you think, Robin?
Thank God for the really nice couple we met from La Jolla. I was halfway up and couldn't go further, so she used her hands as a foothold to let me come down. And then he helped pull me up a little bit because I couldn't get up.
Yeah, he helped me out too. So sometimes you do accept help to do things that you normally can't do. And so that's what we did here.
But I'm really proud of Chris because being afraid of heights, I mean, I was a little scared, but being afraid of heights, I can't imagine what he went through. But he did it, so hopefully, you know, he'll subscribe to the yes theory now and just say yes to things.
We'll see. So one of the sights to see is a private arch on this trail. So it's a little offshoot of the actual trail, but that's why you get off the trail sometimes. So this is Private Arch. Okay, so we are at Private Arch. We just ate a little bit of lunch here. You can take a look at it. I also have another view of it. And yeah, it's right there, right where Robin just moved. And anyway, we're gonna move on the rest of the hike, and we'll talk to you guys later. So just show you a little more. We came from down there, and we're hanging out with these rocks up here, and we're heading up that way. So here we are at Double Arches. We actually made it, so we're gonna show you a little better in a second. I'm gonna turn the camera around. There's another view of Double Arch. One of them, oops, you can see. Just another fantastic view from our hike. We're going down that way, but this is what we're looking at. This is where we came from, back there, but pretty spectacular view. I have to say this is a little scary. We're walking up this cliff here, but hopefully we won't have a problem. So way over there, you can see is Black Arch, and if you scroll out here, you'll see, you zoom out, you'll see it's pretty far away from us. This is an overlook right here. And so anyway, just thought I'd show it to you. This is Landscape Arch. Just thought I'd show you that. That's on the trail. All right, so behind us is Landscape Arch. I just thought we'd show it to you. It was on the path, It is a little difficult path to get here, and you got to go over some pretty scary ledges, but it was worth it to see these beautiful arches. There's another view too of landscape arch with the sun setting in the background. Thought I'd show you that. Here's one more shot of the arch with the sun setting in the back. Okay, we're done with this trail hike. It was pretty tough, I thought. What did you think of it?
It was tough. It was really hard in one place for me.
Yeah, a little part where you had to scale a mountain. We got some help from some people. That was nice. And then there was some pretty scary, for me, because I'm afraid of heights, there were some pretty scary parts where you're scaling a mountain, where you're going over a mountain and both sides of the mountain are just, you know, a drop. So it wasn't fun. But all in all, we got it done, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, time, I shouldn't say this, but time for a beer. So this is what you do after 5 hour hike at about 7 miles up mountains and stuff. Cheers. You say cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't lift it.
Anyway, see you guys later. I just had to show you this. This is like, you can see these cups up on the fence, and you can't really make it out too well, but then if you look at the shadow, it actually says like Go Devils, which is the name of the high school here. So it's really pretty clever how they put these cups up on the fence so that when the sun shines through them, it actually puts the writing on the ground. Saw this little guy on the path. We walking our dog. It's a little praying mantis. He's just kind of chilling out here in the mountains. And anyway, we're gonna let him go. So we're gonna get on the river today instead of in the mountains. So we'll see the mountains, but we're gonna be in the river today on our boat. So we'll show you that. It'll be a little safer than yesterday. All right, so these are our boats. We're getting ready to get on the Colorado River. And we have some guides here. This is who we're going with. So hopefully it'll be fun. Alright, so we're on the boat and we're taking off. I'll show you a little bit more. Robin, what do you think? Yeah, we're hoping to see mountain goats. never know who you're going to bump into. This is Stuart Francis, and he's from Scotland, although he lives in London. And you were the drummer on...
Ride a Rock Horse is Roger Daltrey's second solo album. It's the one where he's got the body of a horse with his head on it. I'm on 4 tracks there.
4 tracks of Roger Daltrey from The Who's album, and you also were responsible for creating...
Well, I was the original drummer that introduced and brought the Average White Boys down from Scotland to London, and then they emigrated in '75 to your country, and I stayed in London thinking I would do other things, which was not to be. So here I am, an old bloke in America.
Yeah, but doing some great things, did some great things in his time.
Meeting this fit man who's promised to make me even fitter at the age of 73.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
He said it works.
All right, see you guys. All right, so we are heading to Canyonlands now, and just want you to look at some of the topography here, but there's really like nothing around other than mountains, rocks, some vegetation, not a lot, and a few cars on the road. And we'll show you the highlights. We're actually going to, there's different parts of Canyonlands because it's so big, but we're going to just one part, and I think it's called Island in the Sky. Is that right, Rob? Yeah. So we're going to Island in the Sky. That's one part. What were the other parts, do you know?
Needles and the maze.
Right, so they're a little farther away, so we won't be able to make it this trip because we're also then moving on to
Capital Reef.
The Capital Reef after this, so, and then we'll be out of this area. So we're done with, basically we're done with Arches National Park. It was a great park though. Scared me a little bit because I'm afraid of heights, but I still had a great time. So this is Canyonlands. Really amazing how big the canyon is and how far it goes out. Okay, we're here in Canyonlands still. This is Grand View, and I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you a little more what it looks like. You have anything to say, Robin?
No, it's just a big old giant canyon.
Big old canyon. All right, so we're on our way to Capital Reef, and we're not that far from it now, but this is pretty neat. The terrain here has really changed drastically. As you can see, there used to be all bare rocks where we came from, near the Arches in that area, Moab, and now there's just a lot of vegetation, a lot of trees here. So, and it looks like there's a lot of signs for animals here, so there might be some of that. Looks like we're heading into Fish Lake National Forest right now. So we'll check back with you, but definitely the terrain has changed. Also, the temperature has gone from about in the 80s down to the 60s. So it's a little bit cooler here than where we've been. So we found this little lake out here. Serves as checking out the water. So this is on the way to where are we going again?
Capital Reef.
Capital Reef. This is on our way to Capital Reef, and we found this lake, and our dog is playing in the water. She looks like she's coming out now, and it's a beautiful day out. It is a little cool here. It's amazing how it went from the 80s to right now it's like 61 degrees out, so it dropped about 20 degrees or so. Just by driving a few miles. There's another just view of the lake and the mountains that were near. So again, now the mountains are green, which is kind of nice. You know, we've been around just rocks for the last few days, so it's nice to see green mountains again. And some of the leaves are changing now, so they're looking a little better because of the fall. Anyway, we'll get back to you. All right, so it's time to put week 8 to bed on our vlog. We are now in Capital Reef in Utah. We started off, as you know, in Aspen, Colorado, and then went to the Arches in Utah, hung out there for a while, and now we're here. And I guess you'll have to watch in week 9 if you want to see where we go after this. So until then, I will see you. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe and click on the notification button to get all this great content that's coming up every week. Thank you.